Welcome to Feedback Friday number 12, where each week we're bringing you an analysis of someone's stroke to help you become a better swimmer. Today's video, it's a little bit grainy, but you can still get a pretty good idea of how this person is swimming. This person sent in the video, and we've got two angles here, one from the side, one from the front, which we'll cut to here. So the angles that I'd like to see ideally are from the side, from the front, above and below the water. So obviously we haven't got all of those views, but you can still get a pretty good idea of how he's swimming and what we'd look to improve on. So looking from the side here, there's a couple of things that we want to look for. Number one, we want to look at their breathing. You can see there, breathing well. He's looking straight to the side. Okay, timing there seems pretty good. So this arm's out in front here as he brings his head back there. So the timing of the breathing looks pretty good. One thing you'll notice with the recovery, so as the arm comes over the top of the water here, he's coming up a little bit high with that hand too close to his body there. So this position, when the arm is, well, the elbow is kind of very close to the body, it's close to the center. You see how that's not the most comfortable looking position? We want to come around a little bit wider than that. So you can just see there, to get into that position back there, that's going to put a bit of strain on the shoulder. Now, you're not necessarily going to get injured from it, but it's a bit of an awkward position. So what I do a lot when I'm working with people at clinics or in our membership is help people come around a bit wider. Your natural range of movement is going to be out there. It's not coming up quite so high. You do see a few pool swimmers come a bit closer to the body. They've got really good mobility, strength through the shoulders, and they can do that. But they also kind of keep their rotation in control as they do it. So, especially for adults, you don't need to come that close to the body. That right hand's coming around a lot better. Much more normal position. You can see it from the front here. If we cut to this view, all right, that one's all right. Over the top there, little too close to the body there, but mostly that one. All right, see where that elbow is? It's almost back behind him. So I'd like to see that out quite a bit wider. I mean, there's a video on YouTube of Ian Thorpe swimming. This is when he was quite young, and he is out really, really wide. He's almost kind of hitting the water as he comes over the top because he's out so wide there. So if Ian Thorpe is been one of the best swimmers in the world, if he's coming around that wide, you don't need to come over the top that much. What that does is it causes you to over-rotate through the shoulders here. And when that happens, you're going to lose some balance with your rotation. It's going to be very hard to get into a powerful position with this arm in the water because with that shoulder is going to be sent down too deep and you're not going to keep it sort of back in the socket. So if you're rotated on your side, this shoulder is going to go quite deep, and that's not the power position. It's got to be kind of back up here near the side of your face as you're going through it. The other thing you can see just from this view is the entry looks to be a little bit wide. Not too bad on that one, but occasionally on the other stroke. So here, right, see how this hand is kind of getting thrown forward instead of swinging around? It enters there, and I mean, we can't see directly from the front, but I think the hand's a bit too wide. It's slightly outside of the shoulder width, and then is pulling through here. Yeah, it pulls through a bit straight. This right hand looks like it enters okay, and then possibly just sweeps out. See how it's just swept out a little bit wide, which means he's not going to be able to have the best catch that he could with that. So a couple of things that we'd look to do: recover a little bit wider, swing it around more, don't come so close to the body. Secondly, bring the entry in line with the shoulders. So every time that you enter and extend, follow the line in line with your shoulder. So the analogy that I like to use is picture you got train tracks in line with each shoulder, and you're following that entry point as you enter and extend. So follow those train tracks that are in line with each shoulder. And then the other thing will be to rotate a bit less when you breathe. So from this shot here, okay, that's not a breathing shot. That one's all right, but on the other side, okay, right there, just over-rotated through the shoulders. They're probably rotated to about 60 degrees. The most you need to rotate to is about 40, 45 degrees with the shoulders if we were to look front on. You can kind of see it here. It's not the best angle, but you can still get a decent sense of it there. But yeah, you can see if we were to measure that angle, it might be 60, even 70 degrees. Don't go as much. Just rotate a bit less. That way you can keep control and balance with that arm in the water. This can swing around wider, and that's going to allow you to have a lot more power in the stroke. But I mean, swimming well, and I think, you know, the strength here looks good, rhythm and timing all looking good, and obviously very comfortable in the water. So they're just from those two videos. That's probably what I'd look to focus on to begin with.